Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that might make some American passports feel a little less powerful than they used to be. We're going to explore the 10 countries where Americans are not welcome. Let's get started. Now, before we start, let's be clear. This isn't about judging entire nations or their people. It's about understanding the complex geopolitical situations, historical baggage, and frankly some truly bizarre local regulations that can make certain corners of the world a tad tricky for US citizens to navigate. These factors can range from political tensions to cultural misunderstandings, and even to specific incidents that have led to strained relations. Stay tuned as we navigate through this complex and fascinating topic. At top 10, we have Venezuela, a South American nation famed for its striking natural beauty ranging from the Andes Mountains to the Caribbean coastline. Now, this beautiful country is sadly grappling with some serious political and economic turmoil. With the ongoing crisis, the U.S. Department of State advises against all travel to Venezuela due to crime, civil unrest, poor health infrastructure, kidnapping, and arbitrary arrest and detention of U.S. citizens. While Venezuela boasts attractions like Angel Falls, the world's highest waterfall, and Los Roques Archipelago, a national park known for its pristine beaches and coral reefs, the current political and economic instability make it a dangerous destination for travelers. Next, at top 9. Libya is another country where ongoing conflict makes it a no-go zone for American tourists. The U.S. Department of State strongly warns against all travel to Libya due to crime, terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict. The 2011 Libyan civil war and the murder of the U.S. ambassador during the Benghazi attack have greatly strained Libya-U.S. relations. If you choose to travel to Libya despite the risks, it's strongly advised to register your travel plans with the U.S. Embassy through the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. At top 8, Syria is a high-risk area that the U.S. Department of State advises against traveling to due to terrorism, civil unrest, kidnapping, and armed conflict. The Syrian civil war, which began in 2011, has severely strained Syria-U.S. relations. Although the war has significantly decreased tourism, it's still technically possible, but highly discouraged, to obtain a visa through a lengthy process. It's worth noting that while Syria boasts a wealth of historical and cultural sites including the ancient cities of Damascus, Aleppo, and Palmyra, the ongoing conflict has led to extensive damage and destruction. The dire situation has resulted in a humanitarian crisis, and the safety and security conditions are extremely volatile. Therefore, travel to Syria is currently strongly discouraged for safety reasons. At top 7, we have Turkmenistan. This land of vast deserts, ancient ruins, and striking modern architecture is undoubtedly one of the most challenging countries for Americans to visit due to its strict visa policies and the government's general wariness of foreign visitors. Independent travel in Turkmenistan is almost non-existent. Most tourists are required to book a guided tour for the duration of their stay. The only exception to this rule is a transit visa, which allows you to travel through the country for up to 5 days, but even this requires a detailed itinerary and is often rejected. From the surreal Karakum Desert, featuring the fiery Darvaza gas crater, the door to hell, to the white marble-clad buildings of its capital, Ashgabat, and the ancient ruins of Merv and Konya Urgench, Turkmenistan is a destination that's as rewarding as it is challenging to visit. At top 6, Saudi Arabia, a major supplier of oil to the United States, it has historically been difficult to get a visa to enter the country. Prior to 2019, they were only issued to individuals who were there on a religious visit to Mecca. Beyond that, no tourist visa was available and those from the US had little ability to visit. However, major changes have been pushing through Saudi Arabia since the election of Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. For the first time, the country began offering visitation rights to many countries, including the USA. Only time will tell if this remains. While exploring, remember that some sites may be off-limits to non-Muslims and always follow local guidance on respectful behavior. At top 5. Eritrea, a small nation in the Horn of Africa, is often called Africa's North Korea. The US and Eritrea have a strained relationship due to various issues, including Eritrea's human rights record and detention of US Embassy local employees. To travel outside the capital, Asmara, foreign visitors need to obtain a travel permit from the Eritrean government, which can be a lengthy and uncertain process. Often these permits are only granted for certain tourist-friendly areas, and traveling beyond these areas can result in fines or other penalties. While the process to visit Eritrea is undeniably challenging, those who have ventured there often speak of its unique appeal, from the Art Deco architecture of Asmara to the stunning landscapes of the Dahlak archipelago. At top 4, we have Cuba. Although relations between the US and Cuba have thawed slightly over the years, travel restrictions persist. but Americans still can visit under one of the 12 authorized categories. Once you have determined your travel category, you'll need to obtain a Cuban tourist card or visa. Most travelers can get the tourist card through their airline when they book a flight to Cuba. Finally, be sure you have cash as you can't convert US funds while in Cuba, and be careful what you buy. Some businesses are off limits to American visitors. Right now, travel restrictions are back on, like a bad sequel nobody asked for. You can still go, but it's less beach vacation and more carefully navigating a bureaucratic minefield. At top 3, we have Bhutan. Happiness is mandatory. The Himalayan kingdom famous for prioritizing gross national happiness. To protect their environment and culture, Bhutan only permits a limited number of tourists each year, with Americans required to pay a daily fee of $200, $250. The fee covers accommodation in 3-star hotels, all meals, a licensed tour guide, transportation within Bhutan, camping equipment for trekkers, and a sustainable tourism royalty that goes towards free education, healthcare, and infrastructure development in Bhutan. At top 2, it's Iran, a country brimming with historical sites and warm hospitality, but fraught with diplomatic hurdles for Americans. The 1979 Iranian Revolution led to strained relationships between the two nations, with the US imposing heavy sanctions on Iran over nuclear disputes. Traveling to Iran isn't impossible, but you'll need to book a guided tour and undergo a lengthy visa process. Independent travel in Iran isn't allowed for US citizens. All travel must be part of an organized tour led by a government-approved guide. Guided tours of Iran can range from general cultural experiences to more specific interests such as culinary or adventure tours. At top 1. Top of the list we have North Korea, or as it's officially known, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK. According to the U.S. Bureau of Consular Affairs website, only very specific exceptions are made by the State Department themselves. Prior to the ban, personal travel was permitted as long as you were on contract with a North Korean guide. Now, Americans wishing to travel to North Korea must obtain a special validation passport from the U.S. Department of State, only issued under very specific circumstances, such as for journalists covering the region or for humanitarian aid workers. Do your research, check those travel advisories, and remember, sometimes the most enriching experiences come from venturing outside of your comfort zone. Just maybe not these particular comfort zones. The world is a complex place filled with diverse cultures, laws, and regulations. It's crucial to understand that international relations can affect your travel plans. Some countries have specific entry requirements, and it's essential to be aware of them before you go. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay safe, and see you in the next video.